on the land. I've got your hand, and now we're way down.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you another eye look with the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I was actually looking for another way to use it, and Coffee Break with Danny, one of my favorite YouTubers, came to the rescue. So she did a look on her channel that inspired this one, and it kind of uses all those dangerous colors that people are afraid to touch in this Subculture palette. And so if you'd like to see how I came up with this look, please keep watching. Alright guys, let's get cracking. I was watching a video the other day by Coffee Break with Danny. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. And she did a second look with her Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. So, she is one of the few that enjoys the palette. And I'm also one of the few who enjoys the palette. And so I wanted to kind of recreate the look that she did on her video, because I wanted some other ways to use it. And so I thought other people that had it would probably want some new ways to use it as well. And so I already have my foundation and everything on, eyebrows, bronzer, blush, all that jazz. The one thing that the Subculture palette is missing is a matte or satin brow bone color. And so I'm going to go into my Modern Renaissance for this, and I'm going to go into Tempera. I never get that right. I'm going to use a BRC N03 by Coastal Scents, the big fat shader brush. I'm going to go ahead and, whoa, I got way too much. Let me tap my brush. There we go. I think I took out half of my eyebrow there. But anyway, we'll pretend that didn't happen. And so this is just going to go ahead and brighten up the brow bone before we even get started with the brighter colors. I will leave my inspiration video down below, because I am going to do it a little bit differently than she did, but I still like to give credit where credit is due. So I'll leave that linked below for you. All right, going into the Subculture. I think everybody who had been asking her or requesting that she do videos using the Subculture or explaining to people how in the world they could use it successfully, said that the first video that she had done had used all the safe colors. And so in this look that she was doing on this video, she was going to use all the colors that everybody said were impossible to use. And those colors are Roxy, she didn't use Roxy, Fudge, Dawn, Axis, Roxy. She used a bunch of these colors. New Wave is the other one that she went in with. So, to start off with the transition and a really big fluffy brush, which is the Morphe M5, wait, it's not an M at all, it's rose gold, Morphe R40. Big old fat fluffy brush. And I'm going to go into Dawn, and that's going to be my transition color. And for those of you who don't already know, you tap lightly. And this one is so close to my skin color that I don't feel like I have to be so careful with this. And so I'm just going into this as a transition color, so I'm really not being very precise with it. Cut that part out, Sherri. So this is going to be our transition color, so I'm not trying to be too precise with it. With my eye open, I just want to make sure that it's poking out on top of the crease and also into the crease. And I do want to take the time to blend it because I want it to be all blown out and really smooth.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low.
Okay, now that I'm getting into this, I'm remembering that she didn't use any of the, I didn't just blow on that. She didn't use any of the orangey colors. She actually went right into Fudge. And she went into Fudge with just a fluffy blender brush, a mid-size fluffy blender brush. Okay, so I'm going to go into the shade Fudge. I'm going to tap gently, and I am going to tap off in my wastebasket. And this is going to go directly into the crease. And this is going to be a really rounded look because it ends up being a smoky eye. And so it's kind of rounded on the outer corner and kind of rounded all the way into the inner corner. And it's one of those looks that looks real messy until it all comes together, but it does have to be blended a lot. There has to be lots of blending in between each step. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little more here.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out.
I will blend this out more, but I'm going to place the color on the other eye first.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. Under the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember.
Okay, so I'm feeling good about where that is now. What she did, and it was a great idea, she went in with a little bit of the previous color Dawn on the brush that she put that on with, and just kind of goes over top of what she just placed and uses it to blend, to further blend this out. And it just really kind of diffuses all the edges.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring.
Yeah, I really like that. It almost gives a gradient effect without even trying to do that. Let me check for evenness. I think I'm going to take another fluffy brush and go in with Dawn on the very upper part, just because I want that to show as well, and I don't think I brought it up high enough, or some of it got covered up with Fudge. Yeah, that's better. Yep, I like it. That's what we've got so far. We've got down Dawn and we've got down Fudge. And just to make sure that I didn't cover this up too much, I'll just kind of take the brush and not put in any more product on it and just kind of go back over that a little. This is just like with any smoky eye, it's a lot of back and forth. But yeah, I'm liking the way that looks. Now this is the part that made me really nervous when I was watching her. And this is where she's going to go into this really dark purple shade called Rowdy. And she used a shader brush. I'm inclined to maybe use my MAC 252 just because I think I might be able to control the color a little bit more or a little bit easier on that brush. Alright, we're going to go into Rowdy. I'm going to start off really slow. I'm going to put one little pat.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything.
That's really pretty. Just need to work at it and get it real even.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low.
I really like that. Once it's really opaque, it's a very deep grape color and it's really beautiful. And I slightly pulled it into my crease because I knew I would go back with the Fudge brush and really blend that out. But I'm going to go ahead and take care of the other eye first.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. Under the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember. Oh, the sight of you.
Okay, back to the brush that had the Fudge on it. I'm just going to use that to go back and forth in my crease. And this is going to blend this out and kind of pull it up into the brown color.
Step on the land, I've got you.
Alright. I feel like I need to bring a little warmth back into the in-between of the purple and the Fudge. So I'm going to bring a little more Fudge back in here. Deposit that back on.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way.
Smoky eye, indeed. And one more time, go back in with the Dawn on the top and just go around the outside of all this with the Dawn just to kind of put a nice little haze around the outside of it all. Okay, I really like what I've got so far, you guys. It's definitely a smoky eye, but it's pretty. And there's just enough of that grape color in there just to make that look so unique and pretty. So I'm going to close up my Subculture for a moment. I'm going to go back in with my big fluffy shader brush and re-intensify my brow bone color, because just with what's left on the brush, because I got too much to begin with, just to make sure that shows. And I'm going to go into my Modern Renaissance palette to get my inner corner highlight. Since everything else is so dark, I want my inner corner to be really light and bright. And this is one thing that she didn't do, and I think that this will really make it look pretty. I think it will enhance it some. I'm going to go in with Primavera, and I'm going to use the BRC N09 by Coastal Scents. Go in there and brighten that up in there a little bit.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan?
Yeah, I like that. All right, back to the Subculture. We're going to go ahead and go to the lower lash line. We're going to use another one of those scary colors, Axis, the dark black and teal, which is one of my favorite colors in this palette right there. But she started off with the Dawn color, just kind of have a little neutral base there, and I like that idea, so I'm going to do that also. So I'm going to go into Dawn, and I'm using a Morphe E26, E36. I need to tap this a little bit, or I'm going to have a windstorm, a dust bowl. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I try not to bend down, but I have to see, and I'm blind. I'm so tempted to add some Roxy to the top of this, just to bring some more warmth in, but you know, it is a recreation, but it's also my spin of a recreation. So I can't decide if I'm going to do that or not. I really should leave well enough alone since it looks good the way it is. Okay, so we have a little base. I'm going to use the same brush for Axis. I'm going to barely dip, and I'm going to go in real lightly at first. But I really want it to show. And it is, but I'm going to build it up slowly. I say that until that dip. But it's okay, because that's what I wanted anyway. I just was going to come by it in a slower manner. I do kind of want it blown out, but I have to be real careful not to overdo it. I think I'm going to leave it at that and go on to the other side, and I think I may bring Dawn back in underneath to blow out the bottom edge of that.
Step on the land.
I'm putting the most on the outer corner and then using what's left to pull inward. And that seems to be working well. I really don't want to go into the inner part of my eye with a large amount of product, because obviously you don't need hardly any. Yeah, I like that, but I do want it blown out a little, so I'm going to use Dawn underneath it to do that. And that is doing the trick perfectly. Just kind of softening it a little bit because it's a pretty harsh color. Yeah. I like that, you guys. I really do. But I am going to go put on some eyeliner, some lashes, and just do the whole rest of the routine that takes forever in a day. I'm going to do that off camera, so when I come back, I'll have the completed eye look to show you. But so far, so good. Be back. Alright guys, I am back with the whole shebang. The lashes I have on are Kiss Shy is the name of the style. My lippy is a NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Bound. I think it's kind of a pretty purpley nude that goes along with the eye look. But here's an up close for you. I think it's smoky and sultry and pretty. So I'm excited to have another way to use the palette. This would be a look that I obviously wouldn't wear to work or church, but if I had an event out or a girls' night out or something like that, I would totally rock this. So thank you to Coffee Break with Danny for the wonderful idea and for giving me something else to do with this palette. And I know that I'll be experimenting with it some more and finding some other ways to use it because I don't want it to be sitting on my shelf not getting any love. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do that before you leave today. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
Step on the land.